NeiR Automata is back with episode 13. On this post-apocalyptic Earth, 2B and Nines are on a scouting mission. They enter the ruins of a large city where Mother Nature has taken back over, and of course, they're met with the opposition. A battle ensues, but the second it starts, it's clear that 2B and Nines is on a whole other level than their mechanical enemies. In the distant future of 5012, aliens invaded Earth and annihilated human civilization by attacking them with machine life forms. The survivors fled to the moon and has been there ever since. They were no match for the machines, so eventually they created the NeiR military force. It consisted of androids that are known as the ultimate combat weapon. Their mission is to defeat the machine life forms, put an end to this proxy war, and reclaim Earth so the thousands of humans living on the moon can return back to their home world. Nines is a scanner type android. He usually works alone, dealing with preliminary scouting. He finds working with 2B is a nice change of pace. To him, it's fun and exciting to be able to work with a partner. She's consistently reminding him they're forbidden from harboring emotions. On their way to the pod reclamation point, they run into a woman with a red hood that's part of the Resistance. The Resistance was the first group of androids sent down by the Council of Humanity. Them being sent to Earth was nothing more than a test run for the Council to gather data on how androids would fare against the machine life forms. When the Resistance requested backup, they got no response. They were abandoned. Instead of helping the Resistance, the Council of Humanity used the collected data from watching them to create advanced androids, which is the NeiR military, which is what 2B and Nines are. The woman's memory was hazy. In battle against the machine life forms, she was caught in an explosion, and now she has trouble accessing her memory region. She lost her friend and was worried that something might have happened to her. All she could remember was her friend gave her that red hood that she wears. Nines and 2B agree to help her find her friend. Nine thinks 2B gets a little jealous from the way him and that woman were getting along so well. He sees that before humanity fell, men would give women gifts to return them back into a good mood. So he compliments 2B and let her know he's going to get her a gift. She lets him know giving presents is a completely meaningless act. And once more, they're forbidden from harboring emotions. They find a dead NeiR soldier. 2B's pod scans the dead soldier's destroyed pod and is able to play back the soldier's final life log recording. They see the girl with the red hood killed this NeiR soldier. The woman's memory come back after seeing her friend that she had been looking for lifeless body. She admit that she killed her, and then she has a mental breakdown because she's actually a Type E NeiR android, an execution model. She was created to destroy deserters from the squad and moles. She would spend quality time with her targets, become friends, and even sometimes lovers with them to get close enough to them where they'd let their guard down so she could kill them. But killing the one she held dear over and over again took a toll on her mental state. It was too much for her to bear, so she prayed that all the souls of her dead friends make it to heaven as she ended her own life. Nine states that there's a possibility that the woman's behavior was from a virus contamination. He checks 2B to make sure that she wasn't infected with that virus. It's also discovered that Nine has been digging into forbidden moon files without authorization, and because of this, 2B receives orders from headquarters to annihilate Nines. Another machine life form attacks them, but 2B easily cuts it down. After his head rolls off and his helmet comes off, we see that it's Emil, and he runs off before they get the chance to actually kill him. Then 2B attack Nines, completely confusing him. She tells him not to resist because she don't want him to suffer. As she cuts his arm off, she lets him know she's actually a Type E android, an execution model, and a Type S, a scanner model, couldn't dream of defeating a Type E model in combat. He tried to hack her brain, but she had countermeasures installed, specifically for executing Type S models. But then she becomes completely paralyzed, because when he said he was checking her for a virus, back when the Red Hood lady ended herself, he actually infected her with a virus, because he thought it was odd that a combat model was leading a scouting mission. He could tell the bunker was hiding something from him, so he infected her just to be on the safe side of things. But headquarters ordered his pod to turn on him. His pod then gave 2B the vaccine to the virus just in time for 2B to deliver a counterstrike. They stabbed each other. He seriously injured her, but she dealt a fatal blow to him. As a scanner type, Nines are very curious by nature. He eventually always started digging into forbidden moon server files, and 2B is always sent to kill him at that point. After that, a new Nine is assigned to her, which is pretty much the same exact Nines with a completely wiped memory. That's why in the beginning he seems to barely know her and is excited when working with her, thinking it's their first time working together, because his memory is wiped. She had to kill him 47 times. Even though she's forbidden from harboring emotions, she carries a tremendous amount of guilt for each time she has to kill him. This is why she's so reserved and detached when interacting with him. And even though she always follows the rules, every time she's asked to do this, she feels despondent about having to kill her friend. This episode ends with Commander White speaking to her advanced combat bad androids. She is ready to put an end to this war once and for all with these models. What a great episode. It was full of a lot of small details, good animation, and the story is very well written. This episode did leave me with a few questions unanswered, but I'm sure they will be answered in the weeks to come. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.